All right, welcome back to Missing Persons TV. I'm Brian Ladd with my co-host Deborah. Today's Sunday, August 23rd, 2009, 9:40 p.m. Deborah's back with me. She just got back from vacation. Deborah, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Good. I'm glad that you're back. We've been doing a couple shows every night. We missed you. It's been a little difficult.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm glad you're back. How did your vacation go?
It was great. We went to Wisconsin to visit family and stayed at my in-laws. And in addition to that, we spent some time up at the family cottage, which is actually my brother-in-law and sister-in-law's home now. They built a beautiful home on the lake where the cottage that my husband's grandparents had originally built used to be. So it was really, really nice. It was great. Got to see, all the family, including nieces, nephews, and then my new great-nephews and my new great-niece.
Oh, that sounds fun. We've been getting ready for this new edition. Been trying to come up with some names here. I think we either settled on Joseph or Jacob. Those are names.
Those are both really good names. Any thoughts on a middle name yet?
My wife wants Theodore. And that sounds weird. I told her that's a chipmunk, but I guess it grows on you. What do you think? Honestly, what do you think? There's that pause. Deborah?
I don't know. I guess I don't really have an opinion either way.
Okay.
Strange enough.
I think it's either Joseph,
Opinion.
Jacob, and Joshua.
I like all of those names. They're all really good names.
Thank you. We'll pick one. Which one do you like better? Joseph, Jacob, or Joshua?
I honestly don't have a preference. I like them all. I guess I'd have to think about it.
I think I like Joseph.
Joseph, I would say, is more traditional.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to these cases. We got 3 cases tonight. One of the cases I partially covered while Deborah was gone. Didn't do a very good job reading the case information, so Deborah's going to read that again tonight. And that's case 801, Hassani Campbell. We also have case 802, Kristi Cornwell, and case number 803, Kimberly Twaddell. So let's get started with case 801. Let me get his picture up here. This is Hassani Campbell. Case pictures there. This case was opened on August 19th of 2009. I have done some work on this. I did do a show by myself on this. I'm not sure if I got Gail on this one. I also did a redo for you last night. No, I didn't have Gail on this. I did the redo last night, and some of the information does seem to match what the first dream drawings did. So that said, what information do we have for Hassani?
Well, Hassani has been missing since August 10th. Most recently here, the FBI has joined the search for him. Let me find I thought I had his stats pulled up. He's a 5-year-old. Boy, where did he go?
No, that's okay. Take your time.
Okay, he is a black male, 5 years old, 3 feet tall, 30 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. Hassani is disabled. He has cerebral palsy and he uses leg braces since he has trouble walking. So, another case of a disabled child. From what I've learned, he was in foster care because
where did he go missing?
The man that was interviewed as the father was his foster father.
Okay, where did he go missing?
He is missing from Oakland, California.
Okay.
He went missing from the 6000 block of College Avenue at around 4:15 p.m. on August 10th, near a shop called Shoes of Rock Ridge. They say he may also be in Fremont, California.
Okay.
But this is a case that Nancy's been giving quite a bit of coverage to. And I listened to an interview with the foster father where he was discussing how he failed his polygraph test. And he failed it like 99% fail, something like that. It was 98 or 99% fail, which he failed control questions too. And he said that there was 3 control questions, and they were just the basic ones,
he said
your name, that type of thing.
He said
and then there was 2 other questions.
He said that?
Pardon me?
You said he said that, though.
Yes.
Why would he talk about
all
that?
Kids' words. There's a.
Well, why is he bringing it up?
Well, he was asked about failing his poly, and that was the explanation he gave. Let me see if I can get a link to that interview so those that are listening can actually. Yep. I'll put a link in chat.
Okay.
I'll put a link in Skype for you to have it on the case file.
Yep.
But it's less than a 2-minute interview where he answers that.
Can you give? Well, that's what I want to ask you. I need a picture of him. There is a person I have drawn twice. I just want to see if it's him or not.
You need a picture of the.
I'll go over what I have, but I don't think that he's involved. But I just want to get a picture.
Okay. I'll come up with a picture for him if I have to grab a still one or whatever. I'll come up with one for you.
Okay, what else we got?
Here's that recorded interview on CNN. I'll put the link in chat too. I think people have. I know it was being discussed in chat earlier. I believe Here to Help was talking about it. He really, when he speaks, he comes off like he is innocent of any wrongdoing in Hassani's disappearance. So, either that is the case and he truly is innocent, or he's a slippery one.
Anything else?
Here to Help says the neighbor said he hadn't seen him 2 weeks prior to the time he went missing.
Okay. I've got the
And the dogs never was sent from where he'd gone missing from.
Okay.
So I guess I would have to agree Here to Help that it's very possible that he was missing a while before it was reported.
Okay, I'm waiting on the video.
You have thoughts on it?
Yeah, I do. I was gonna see if I can get a picture of him. You sent me a CNN video link. I'm waiting for the video to load. So I might just give it a couple more seconds. If it doesn't load, I'll just wait. The CNN video link is posted on the case file now. And thank you, Deborah. Yeah, it's not loading right now. So I will wait. It might start up here while I'm on, but okay. Let me go with the dream drawings that were done on the 18th of August, and then I'll go to the ones that were last night. The first one says the number 409, a child was taken by her. Okay, now this could be a guy, but it says by her. The person has really long, straggly hair, and maybe a dark complexion. It looks to me like slim built, and is wearing some type of tank top. The next one says child trafficking and illegal adoption agency in Mexico. Right now in San Diego Hotel number 847 near marker. I'm not sure what the marker means. And the next one says going to Tijuana Hotel in 1 day. Now that day's already passed. What I was thinking is it may be possible is that this child may be a victim of human trafficking, unfortunately, and is being taken to Tijuana, which is right across the border from California, into some type of adoption rings. There are a lot of adoption agencies in Mexico and elsewhere that actually adopt children that have been trafficked. They don't usually know that, but they usually don't talk about it either, so they don't ask any questions a lot of times when they get these children. I know it sounds crazy, but it does happen. We've had a lot of reports on that adoption, children have been adopted to come to find out years later that the child was actually missing. That could happen to Aji. Back to Aji to see her again. And anything could happen to Aji. But back to this case, I think that's maybe what had happened. And then I did do a show on that on the 19th, and then I did your redo that you sent. Dream drawing from last night says lots of hair, oily. That word they found him, and then the number 874-1021. I don't know what that number means. I'm not sure. It would make sense for it to be a phone number. It is the right amount of digits, but I'm not sure on that one. But the drawing of the person on here looks similar to the one on the top, the first screen drawing. And this says they found him. Looking at the stuff on the top, I don't believe that that he's deceased, which is good news. But I think maybe he was somebody wanted to take him somewhere, and that's all I know. I certainly hope that he's alive. What else? We're getting any other news on this case, Deborah? I can Google too here.
I don't think that his name is Ross Campbell as it was listed on the CNN page. I think it's Lewis Ross. I'm trying to see if I can find his photo.
I was looking to see if his photo was in the news clip. I was not going to wait for the video to load. We can do that off the show.
Right. Well, that's what I had planned on doing, but then it sounded like you really wanted to.
Yeah, I really do want to see it. I really do want to see it. I'm just looking for any news articles. And was it Gail? Maybe Gail was on the show. Somebody brought up the point that why would you abduct a handicapped child? I know it sounds kind of rude and cruel, but that does make.
I see what you're saying, though. It seems that there would be other better candidates.
Right. Well, maybe somebody. Well, when you take somebody, it's not like you're gonna. I'm gonna give them back. So. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just all I know is just from the dreams, and that doesn't make any sense to be abducted and used in human trafficking, but you never know. I don't see anything new as far as news articles for Hassani. The last thing I see is dated August 19th.
Well, the last one to see Hassani apparently was the foster father, Lewis Ross, and also Hassani's 1-year-old sister. They were on their way to go shopping at that shoe store, Shoes of Rockridge. The foster father was at the shop to meet his aunt, and she was going to take Hassani and his sister for that evening. And Ross had left Hassani in his late model BMW while he took Hassani's 1-year-old sister with him toward the shop. When he returned to the car, Hassani was gone. Now, I'd read somewhere in a news report that the reason he had left Hassani in a car, because you really don't leave a 5-year-old child in a car unattended. Not to throw stones at the guy or anything, but, people don't. And apparently there was an explanation like that. I had read it somewhere that he had wanted to get the shop unlocked and get the door open because of Hassani walking with his leg braces to make it easier for him. As we had talked about, he does have CP, and that's cerebral palsy. They did end up confiscating foster father's BMW and, obviously going over the home for clues. They searched fields and wetlands in that area and also in Hayward and Fremont. And at this point, they really don't have any leads. I have not seen anything of any leads. All I see everywhere is that there are no leads.
All right. Well, what I've got as far as location,
really hope they come up with something, and I hope for Hassani's sake. I hate that a child could be trafficked or whatever happens to them. But
in a way, that's kind of good news.
That is a better alternative than him being pleased that something happened to him.
I think anytime a child goes missing with circumstances kind of this, and they're close to the Mexico border, to have some type of big Amber Alert sign that has a picture up there. So that everybody can see that's entering Mexico and exiting Mexico, and that all the border agents have a picture. That we've got flat screen TVs now. Put them everywhere, and have some pictures up there because this is how they get across the border. Going into Mexico is not too hard.
Well, it would be great if they were doing that, at the border like they do on the highways. Mm-hmm. When you're traveling on the interstate.
Welcome to Mexico. By the way, have you seen this person?
Of listing them on their outside reader boards on their signs now too. Putting, right down to the suspect information and car descriptions and license plate numbers. I really wish all businesses and everywhere would be doing this.
There's new breakthroughs in these LCD technology and in plasma screens and stuff that can make it get really really large. Now they got them at games all over the place now. Spend some money. The government, I guess through the Department of Highways or whatever, put these signs up. I mean, there's some really really large signs they can put up now, and that everybody would see. You know.
Well, I really wish that more, it would be more on our highways, like I said, and also more businesses doing it. Thank you to Walgreens for doing that. I learned about there being an Amber Alert one day when I was running errands and noticed it on the sign, the Walgreens sign, all the information. That was the first time that I realized they were doing it. They
Walmart
had just started the program.
Walmart does work with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. But Walmart's got this high-tech system now where you purchase things and they track everything, from returns to everything. It's all automated, self-checkouts and everything. But the board that they have for the missing persons is still a poster board. Why not incorporate these monitors that they have when you check out? And I know that they show missing people, I guess, once in a while, but have something instead of they have a poster board up. And there could be there could be a big giant, whatever display there. That would be hooked into the system, to the Amber Alert system, and just show for each Walmart, via store number, specific areas where, local by the states, where missing children might be. If Walmart can track a pack of potato chips across the country, you know what I'm saying? It's just something else I think that they could do.
Well, I would agree that there's more that Walmart could do. There's more that Walgreens could do, more that all of them could do, and those that aren't doing already could do more.
Right. And it's good. It's a win-win situation. It's good.
Up. They have at their stores where they have the National Center posters up. As far as Amber Alerts, I haven't seen those covered.
Yeah, I mean, it's good PR for them. I mean, and if FedEx, Kinko's, and all that, and get on there and say, hey, if somebody goes missing, we'll happily print some posters and make that into a commercial, right? Use that to their advantage. Might as well. I mean, they're for profit, and that could definitely help them. You say, hey, well, I'd rather shop at Kinko's, or I'd rather go to Office Max or Staples store, whatever. You know what? I think I'm making the point.
Right. Well, and we were just talking here about what Walmart does do, and Walgreens, and I want to thank them for that. Also, a thank you to Kinko's and the office supply stores for the free posters that they give out. And from what we've learned, if you want posters of missing children or adults, it's up to the discretion of the manager at the different locations of how many they will give you. But they do that. So, those that are participating with trying to help find missing children and missing adults in some cases too, there's a big thank you for that. And please help more.
Okay, let's move on to our next case, okay? Deborah?
Sure. The next one is
802.
Kristi?
Yeah, Kristi Cornwell. Hey, before we get started, we were going to work on that case I asked you to send me on the man that was missing, apparently that murdered somebody.
Right. You talked about it as being some rich dude.
Said millionaire, some guy that was on a TV show was running from the police. They believe he was in Canada.
And that's the same case as we were talking that is out there in the media of the reality star who killed the model.
Okay, well the reality star is dead. He committed suicide, so we can skip that case.
You just found that?
Yeah, just found. So he's dead.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but he didn't need to be killing anyone either.
Right. So that's easier for us. We'll have another case tonight then. And by the way, if you have case requests, you can send them to us. Deborah, what's an email for that?
The email for case requests is caseadmin, CASEADMIN, @briansprediction.com.
Okay. All right, let's move on to case number. This is case number 802, Kristi Cornwell. And I did do this case. Me and Gail covered this, or Gail and I covered this case a few nights ago. Here's her picture up here. The case was open on August 21st, 2009. This is case number 802, and this one's a little bit different. This was not a case that I had opened. This came from a reader named Marianne. She had Skyped me I get a copy of our Skype conversation. We talked about an hour about a dream that I had a few days ago that related to this case. Looking at that dream drawing, I'm almost positive that what the information that was on that dream is about Kristi Cornwell. So, Deborah, can you read some information for Kristi, please?
Okay, I do want to say a big thank you to Marianne.
Yes, she has been
also known as Sass, for paying attention and realizing that that had to do with Kristi Cornwell. So the case could be opened, and there could be more awareness and help with that, because when you did the dream drawing, you had no idea it was even about a missing person.
Right. I'm not 100% sure, but to me, looking at it, I mean, looking at the dream drawings, yeah, I think it is. And then, well, I was going to let you read this first, but I did the information. And I say we, then I got Gail to help me. And we talked on the phone. I actually used my the webcam software I had wasn't working right, but I did use screenshot mode where I actually showed Google Earth, and Gail did a psychic reading on the phone, and I tried my best to find some locations for her. We did find some locations. There is something that she had found. She said, I think it was Grant or something like that. I couldn't find it, but she sent it to me later. There is Helen, there is that thing. Jim, I actually found some information too. I posted that stuff. We basically came up in the same area. Now, there's some new news reports out that that were saying that she might not be in that location, might be way far away from where we're talking about. But either way, they think she's deceased for some reason or another. Go ahead and read that information first, please.
Okay. Well, this is for Kristi Lee Cornwell, and her middle name is spelled Leigh. I don't know if that's pronounced Lee or Lay. I've heard both ways. She also has gone by a married name of Brackett previously, and also she went by the last name of Cody. So you may see those out there too. But at the time that she went missing, last name is Cornwell. She's been missing since the 11th of August. 38 years old. She's missing from Blairsville, Georgia. As far as her description, I really hope she's not deceased. It's not looking good right now. But she's 38 years old. Like I said, she's a white female, 5 feet 5 inches tall, 150 pounds. She has black hair, and she has actually it's shoulder length. She has blue eyes. As far as vehicles, through the course of investigating after she went missing, police have come up with what they're looking for as far as vehicles, and there's 2 different descriptions. They're looking for a white SUV, and also they're looking for a tan or gold colored vehicle. And in some reading I had done, that could possibly be like a Toyota, like a smaller car like that. Okay. Those vehicles of those descriptions were seen in the neighborhood around the time that she went missing. She did go missing in a pretty desolate type area. It's like off the beaten path. It's rural. It's also one of those places where everybody knows everybody for the most part. Mm-hmm. She was out walking at night. I've heard at 9 p.m., 9:15 possibly was the last time that she spoke. She was actually talking on her cell phone to her boyfriend. His name is Douglas Davis, and apparently he was in Atlanta at the time that they were speaking and at the time that Kristi went missing. In Atlanta, from what I've been reading, is about 100 miles away. Douglas Davis had been her boyfriend for about 7 weeks at the time that she went missing, and he's actually a minister. As far as what's going on with him, they're not saying that he's a person of interest or anything, and that he was in Atlanta. And since he was speaking on a cell phone, I would think that law enforcement has verified that he was where he said he was. But while he was talking to Kristi, she had said something to the effect that she had to get off of the road because a car was approaching. And she moved over off the road, and the car stopped, apparently. And she said, "Don't take me," or "Please don't take me." And there was sounds of a struggle. And Douglas Davis heard that.
Okay. Stop real quick.
On the cell phone call, and then the call went dead.
Okay, real quick.
They did locate her a few days later. I've seen.
Hey, Deborah, hold on real quick though.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm not pointing fingers at him or anything, but I'm saying this information as far as the cell phone goes. That's what he said, right? There's no copy of the phone call itself.
Well,
the
there's
audio.
a lot of things that are not being released as
Okay.
far as exactly what was said by Kristi.
Because there's usually there's no copy of audio.
What went on during that phone call has not, the bulk of it has not been released. And he was really quiet and wasn't in the media until just, you know, a little bit recently here. He's been real quiet in the media even, and that's because he has been asked to be quiet by the media.
I'm not pointing fingers or anything. Even in the dream drawings, I'm not saying that he did it. But I'm just saying, you know, you got to take information with a grain of salt. If all the conversation about whatever the struggle and all that kind of stuff just comes from him, then it's not coming from the police. It's actually coming from him, right?
Well, in addition to locating her cell phone, they were able to locate some of her belongings, which they have not specifically said what those are either.
Okay.
And they located those in the area that she had been abducted from. They are calling this abduction.
So I mean, it does look like
exactly what they were,
they
but that they did show that there was a struggle.
Okay, but if they called it an abduction, then obviously they've checked, they pinged the phone, they made sure the phone was in the right place, and they make sure he was where he said he was. That's probably pretty easy to do. So more than likely, he is telling the truth. But I'm just saying that.
Well, yeah, it comes down to, you know,
they could have been fighting about something. For all we know is if there's no copy of the audio, we don't know.
Oh, of course they could be. I don't see how there would be a copy of the audio.
Exactly, I don't see either. That's what I'm saying. But all the information is coming out like it's fact, and it's not exactly fact.
Well, there's some things that people think are strange, and you know, Douglas Davis, the boyfriend, by him being quiet. And you know, apparently law enforcement has asked him to be. By doing that and staying out of, you know, the media and stuff like that, what he did was get everyone pointing fingers at him. As far as, you know, on the net, you know, in the blogs, forums, stuff like that. And it's not just because of that, though, too. Another thing is, he says that she said, "Don't take me," or "Please don't take me." Most people find that strange. I find that strange too. If a car were to pull up and they were there, I don't think that would be what I would be yelling. I think I'd be screaming or saying something else. I don't know that "don't take me" would be the words.
I think everybody reacts differently, but yeah, you probably would be just screaming. I mean, you're not thinking the whole process, like where am I going and stuff. But some people, you know, I don't know.
Well, there are those that think, though, with those words, that those are not the typical words that would come out, and that those words make it seem staged. What do you think?
Dream drawings, I don't think it's staged. But being a little bit skeptical, I don't know. I mean, I want to trust them. If the police are trusting him, obviously, Jim was making a few good points that, you know, they're going to have the call, you know, where he called from. Somebody had to answer that phone and been on that phone for a certain amount of time. If the phone was moved in any direction, they can, you know, pull up maps or whatever. There's triangulation, pinging, and all that kind of stuff. You know, obviously, if they issued all this stuff and they're so concerned, then I think that the police know more than we do, which is good. They should. So, I don't think.
Another thing that the guy's getting beat up about is the course of action he took after the phone call with Kristi.
What did he do?
You know, because he claims how you know, I don't know, freaked out or whatever you'd want to call it, how upset he was and distraught about what he had just heard, because he really cares about Kristi. So most people think that the logical call would be to law enforcement, call 911 or something.
I mean,
instead, he called her mom, so he's taking a beating for that one too.
I don't know how everybody reacts
immediately
differently.
911.
Everybody reacts, I guess, differently. You know, when things happen. And I mean, look at a lot of cases that, you know, people are innocent, but you think the best thing for him to do would just completely out of the media and be working with the police.
Well, he was pretty much out, and that was, you know, to his detriment, kind of, as far as, you know, what people think of him. But that's not really important because Kristi's missing. What they think of him is not important, you know. But it's not cool that he's taking a beating.
Right, but I'd want to know from him exactly what he heard in the background. There's all kinds of telltale clues, you know, in any little things, noises. You know, was there stream running? Or, I mean, do you remember anything? If you know, and go over it again and again and again, and if you have to go under hypnosis or whatever, bring back whatever, because whatever, you know, that audio is really important. Yeah, I don't think
Well, and
phone calls are
Kristi is
monitored.
someone that should have has like all the advantages. You know, if she were if you were to be attacked, Kristi is well equipped. You know, she's got the advantages. She has the self-defense training. She's taught self-defense. She's had the weapons training. She was a probation officer. I believe she has a degree in
Okay,
criminal
then would she
justice.
be screaming then if somebody were to take into her, or would she be fighting back and saying, "Get that, blank blank away," or what? I mean, I don't think we should. And I don't know, Deborah. I mean, you can analyze this over and over again, but if the police think that something had happened to her and that she was really taken, I would probably go with the police on this one. I mean, unless
Well,
they're going to.
that's what I'm going with. There's nothing that's obviously pointing to any other direction. And the cops have talked about, law enforcement has talked about, possibly that she may have known her abductor, or, the person could be from the area. And then at other times they thought it could be a stranger. But there's also the talk that, could it be related to her previous career, working in the system? Could it be someone on probation that she violated? That she had to take care of business and do her job, and they're upset about it.
Sure, yeah.
So
I mean, definitely.
at this point, they really don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways, what we got is if these dreams are right. I mean, there's without a doubt, with Gail's confirmation that this is where she's located. We have an area. Let me read the. I'll go over it one more time. The dream actually, which is it was DD 7463, which was on August 19th of 09, says 957. Here we go, my pronunciation. And then Chattahoochee National Park, off 17, Doctor Killer Kristi Corn. I'm not sure what it says at the end. It could actually say Cornwell. Now, this was before I even knew about the case, and I don't think I was sleeping with CNN on or anything. So, I'm almost positive that this case is about Kristi Cornwell. And there is a Chattahoochee National Forest pretty close to the location she went missing. And then working with Gail, if you watch show number 129, which is last show we have, we talk about that. We actually look at a lot of maps. And I'm not going to go over the whole thing again, but we did find a lot of areas, and she came up with about the same thing, which is a forest. It's east of the Yukon Turnpike, and that location is on there. So we do have a location. It is kind of a large location, but Gail had worked on it further, and she got the word Helen, and that turned out to be a place. And we actually have a map on here. Jim sent us some information, and we believe, Gail and I believe, that she's in this location right here, and it is searchable. Now, I looked up today. I did get some news, and someone sent me an email. The news says crew searching for missing Georgia woman in Kings Mountain. Now, Kings Mountain is in North Carolina. It's nowhere close to what we have on what we were doing here before. But that actually, I believe, came from a tip from somebody calling into America's Most Wanted, and they actually said the body will be found on, I believe it's Bolton Road. Now, I looked up on Google Earth, and I did find a Bolton Road um, at the location of Kings Mountain. Map is posted. You can see Bolton Road right there. It looks like an ordinary road. I think it's even I'm not sure if it's paved or not. Right off Highway 74. Now, a dream drawing from the 20th. I believe that Sass brought this up to me just a little while ago. I just posted it. Says this DD 7469 dated 8/20/05 says Kristi found. Now, I don't know if this is related. It might be about Kristi, but I don't know if it's related to her being found in North Carolina or where we had originally thought. So I don't know anything about the call to America's Most Wanted and how credible it is. But apparently, if they're putting it out in the news reports and thinking that she's there, they obviously had known something. To search that area, not just, hey, I think I'm a psychic, and search here, because we all know that most police do not usually follow up with psychics, and the FBI has orders not to. So, I don't know. Did you get that article yet, Deborah, about the North Carolina?
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at this thing, this map that Jim sent. You know, there's a blood mountain right
Yeah, I
right
saw
next to
that,
that.
and this is
Wow.
not the exact area, but it's not far from where Meredith Emerson, is that her name?
Yeah, I believe so.
She went missing from in January of '08, I think.
Okay. Now, another thing I've had. Do you remember one of the cases that we have? It says another doctor, and it's a serial killer. The guy is a doctor. I'm not sure what case that is. I don't know if this is related or not. But one thing, if they do not find her in North Carolina, which I'm not sure if they will or not, then you might want to check out these locations that we have that are posted. And we actually got it down to a road intersection. I believe it was something to do with Al Road and 180. That's marked too. It's all in the case file, which is case number 802. We need to. It's already posted in the forum too. So if you have any other information, if you click on the top where it says post comments here, it'll take you to the missing persons forum to the link to the Kristi Cornwell case. Deborah, anything?
What was that, Brian?
I got this microphone. I don't know how loud it's working. I said, Deborah, anything? Anything else? I got a question.
Because a lot of people are following this case.
How old is she?
She's race, so that gets a lot of attention.
Why?
If anyone, like Jim has sent in maps, and people have been trying to tie the clues together. Please post the information in the forum. You were talking about the forum, Brian.
Yes.
Post there, and if you need any assistance,
and if you want to be a mod, we desperately need help.
Yeah, if you want a mod, you want to help out. As far as being a mod, mods don't have to babysit people in Brian's forum.
No, we're just basically posting information.
People,
information.
Doing anything that they shouldn't do. Everyone is really adult and really great. What we do need, if you're a mod, is to post information, to research, post information, and just keep things updated in the case files. So if you can help do that, please send an email to help@missingpersonforum.com. And also, if you need any assistance with posting in the forum, you may use the same email address. And I'll be happy to help you out. And once again, that's help@missingpersonforum.com. And that's all I have.
Thank you. One thing, how old is she? I think was she 40?
38 years old.
38, okay. We've covered hundreds of missing adult cases. Why is this one so popular?
You know what I think?
And what can we do? What can we learn from this case to hopefully help get some of these other cases? Because everybody's just as important. There's nobody that's lesser in fame or whatever, has nothing to do with it. We tend to take more priorities for missing children cases because most of them are helpless. But when adults go missing, my gosh, no one cares. I hate to say that, but generally no one cares. But this case has gotten a lot of attention. I guess it's the circumstances, of course.
Yeah, I would think it's the circumstances. And, there are people that get lulled into a false sense of security, thinking that if they're walking alone and they're talking to someone on their cell phone, that no one is going to approach them, bother them, try to rob them, rape them, abduct them, whatever the situation is. And, people actually do feel that way. This is proof that it can happen anyway.
Okay.
And I know the first year that my oldest daughter was in college, pretty much every night that entire first year, she would call me when she was walking back to her dorm because she'd be studying, at a friend's dorm or whatever else. And so she'd be walking back to her own late at night. And, at the university, they offer that public safety will come and escort her. All she has to do is ask, but she always would call me on the phone. And, we felt that was pretty safe. And, last year, her second year, she didn't do that as much because she was in a dorm, where most of her friends were in the same dorm, and it'll be the same way this year. But, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen anymore because we really had, a false sense of security. We had it ourselves.
Okay. Let's move on to the final case of the night. You ready?
Yes, this would be Kimberly's case.
Right. Okay. This is case number 803, Kimberly Twaddell. And the case was opened today, August 23rd of 2009. Dream drawings are done and posted. Unfortunately, we received some news today that Kimberly is deceased. Deborah, you want to bring that information up, please?
Well, the first thing I'd like to say is that all people that are missing need to have the friends and the hookups that Kimberly had.
Definitely, definitely.
You know, finding out about her case because it was featured on Nancy's page, Nancy's homepage. I was, really, really surprised. Kristi actually went missing on Thursday, and she was missing in North Coventry Township, Pennsylvania. A 41-year-old white female. She had, the last time they saw her was at 1 or 1:15 in the afternoon, and then she didn't show up for her shift at work that night. What happened is, that happened on Thursday, and by Saturday, she was listed on Nancy Grace's homepage with a profile of her being missing, and Kirstie Alley and other celebrities had been tweeting about it. Apparently, Kimberly's brother lives by Kirstie Alley, and Kirstie used Twitter in order to get the word out. She also offered a $25,000 reward, and she asked her celebrity friends to use Twitter also, such as Demi Moore and some others. So, it'd be great if they would, each pick a case to tweet about.
I wish she was friends with Aji Desir's grandmother. That would. I know it's sad that she's deceased, but
Kirstie Alley's.
Yeah. Okay,
but
go on.
And anyway, it's a really sad case with Kimberly Twaddell. She was located today, I believe in the morning hours. They have not released much information. Her family would like privacy, not to be contacted, and they're not saying anything. Authorities have said only that her cause of death does not appear to be foul play of any kind, but they're not saying what the cause of death was. So what do you have on Kimberly's case? This one
usually we skip them, but we're going to go ahead and do it. Dream drawings from last night say the number 817, then 610 horseshoe, side of. Sorry, I wrote that wrong. Side of road. Anger, not an accident. Next dream drawing says there's actually 5 dream drawings here. North K Cafe. He stops here. And then red case. Gift was not returned. He was listening to phone calls. 315 feet. Not alive. That symbol in the top left-hand corner is generally I associate with death. Next dream drawing is he lives in Philadelphia, which is spelled wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's Philadelphia. Apartment 7, blocks from church, and then a really long number. I don't think it's a phone number. 86122471394. And I think that if whatever comes out, whatever they say, if it's an accident, I don't think it was. To me, it's possible that maybe something out of road rage or something like that caused a car accident or something like that, but it says not accident, the word anger, and something to do with maybe horses in a North K Cafe. That's all I got, Deborah.
Okay, did you say the digit 610?
Oh, hold on, back up. Yeah, 817 and then 610.
Okay, 610 rang a bell because that's the area code for that area.
Okay. What's 817? I can look that up. I'm looking. Are you looking it up, or do you want me to?
I'm looking it up.
I'll be a bitch. I'll beat you.
No, yeah, okay. I'm not going to bother them.
817 area code is in Texas.
Texas.
Okay.
It's a long way from Pennsylvania.
It sure is. Doesn't have to be a zip code or area code. I don't know. That's what I got. If it makes any sense, you need to look back into the case. I'd be more than happy to do it, as long as Deborah says it's okay. We do have a lot of other cases to get done too. Anything else, Deborah?
No, I don't have anything else for Kimberly's case. Okay. Just thoughts and prayers to her family.
Yes. Aji Desir. I don't have his picture right here. I'm gonna add it here in a second. Anyways, he's 6 years old. A little boy went missing from Immokalee, Florida. Um, we need you guys to go to the website Find Aji, FINDADJI.com. I know a lot of you have printed some pictures. Please put those pictures up and send an email to everybody you know and said, hey, forward this email. This kid is really missing. Put his statistics there. There's an email form you can just send out, and everything is included. Print the pictures because if Aji's out there and somebody has him, you can walk right by him or see somebody carry him in his arms. But if you don't know he's missing, then he'll never be found. So that's what we want you guys to do. I really do wish that Aji had some friends in high places, and Aji's parents had some friends in high places, but unfortunately he's poor and black, and I hate to say that, but it's racism. That's just the way it works. So really, we want to get more attention to this case, and we've been begging Nancy, please cover this case. Obviously, she has other cases that are more important to her. Deborah, anything else?
No, not really.
All right, thank you guys. And again, if you want to help out in the forum, you just go to missingpersonforum.com and contact the admin too. And we really do need the help. So good night, and we'll see you tomorrow 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, -5 GMT.